All right, what's up, guys? So here's how I made the beat for Wave. All right, so I started off with the melody, like I always do, and I went and found this sample in Splice. The sample is called, it's like a synth mallet rat-a-tat. So here's what it sounds like. It's a little slow. So I drag it in to my project. I got it set to 80 BPM. Kind of speeds that melody up a little bit. And basically I just duplicate it. I don't do a whole lot of work to it other than speeding it up and then changing the very end of it. So at the very end, I'll take these two guys out and I will just delete this one, drag that over, duplicate it, take it, and pull it up about 7. So that basically pitches it a little bit higher, makes it switch the sound up a little bit, and then I'll go in here as well, highlight the entire sample, and I'll change it from beats to complex, so it just sounds smoother because it's a sample that I dragged in. Take it, consolidate it, and then here's what it sounds like. Sounds a whole lot smoother, probably a better tempo as well. All right, so that's what you got for the melody, and then I went in and did the bass. So I use another sample from Splice. It's called an Oliver one-shot bass. That's what it sounds like. I'll load it in. Just like the way it sounds. There's a good like thump and plug to it a little bit. So yeah, I'll just go and lay that for you right now. Hold on, let me just keep the tempo metronome on. All right, we'll start this over again. All right, yeah, nothing too crazy there at all. Pretty chill little bass line, and just sounds really good. Pops through, everything else that's going on really well. So here's what that sounds like. Yeah, it sounds dope. So from there, I'll move on, go to my snare. So I've been using this kit, one of my buddy's producer friends sent me. It's called Foreign Tech, and I pretty much use this religiously with like every beat that I've been making. The samples in it just sound so good. There's no reason for me not to use it, honestly. So yeah, I went in there. I got a Foreign Tech snare. It sounds more like a rim shot to me. That's what it sounds like. I'll load that up and I'll play it for you. Pretty simple little snare line right there. Nothing too crazy. We'll play it back. So beats already sounded pretty solid. From there, we'll move on. We'll go and do the hats. So for this is different. I basically took in the audio file for the hat and just drag and drop it into Ableton. I actually do this with every instrument pretty much. I'll lay out the way I'm gonna play each instrument like I've been doing for you, and then I'll go and grab the audio file and pull it in. For me, I just feel like it sounds cleaner. You get a more raw sound. And the way I did these hats, it's just easier for me to show you this way because I did a little bit something different. So I used another Foreign Tech instrument. It's a Foreign Tech 5 hat. Drag it in here, and then I'll take it, duplicate it, and basically what I do to make these hats swing a little bit. So here's what it sounds like originally. It sounds kind of stale, doesn't really sound like there's a whole lot of movement in the hat. So I'll take the second note and pull the volume down a little bit. I don't really know, just wherever. And I'll drag it, copy it over. And then as well as that, I'll take panning into this as well. And I'll pan each one like 10 left, 10 right, just so it swings between your ears and headphones and speakers. And then here you go, here's what that sounds like. There's a little bit more swing there. Sounds really dope, just makes it a cleaner hat, sounds more real. So we'll duplicate that over and we'll consolidate all that. So let me just get that all set up. All right, so we have our hats, sounding pretty nice. Yeah, it sounds pretty clean. So for the hat rolls, I usually add rolls just to like add a little bit of flair and color into the hats as well. That's a little bit more of a process, so I'm not going to show you exactly how I did that because it's going to take up a lot of time. So I'm just going to go and grab the hat rolls and drag them in. I'll show you what I mean by a hat roll. This is what a hat roll is. That's a hat roll. And I'll bring hats really close together, make them hit a little bit quicker. I'll pitch them. I'll do whatever with them just to make it sound a little bit, interesting when you're listening to it. But yeah, I'll just do those in there, and then I'm gonna move on. We're gonna go to the kicks. All right, the kicks kind of interesting. It makes more sense with the 808, and I kind of like hit a little bit off the note and the beat in this with the kicks and 808, so you have to bear with me because I'm not perfect at hitting these just on the keyboard. Like I said earlier, I drag and drop my audio files in there, and it makes it a whole lot easier. So I'll try to show you how I did the kicks, and I'm gonna pull it up so I can see how the kicks went, so don't blame me for cheating here a little bit, but it's been a while since I made this beat, so yeah, here's what I did with the kicks. We got loaded in. It's another foreign tech kit. To be specific, it's the Allen kick. So I got that loaded up, and we'll go for it. We'll try. Like I said, at the end it's kind of weird there. You can tell it's like it sounds off, but you just gotta roll with it because it works at the end of the day. So we'll go and consolidate it. I'll make sure it's lined up correctly with the other kicks, just so I make sure I'm doing it right. Yeah, it looks like it's lined up now. So here's what that sounds like all the way through. Alright, see, it sounded a little bit better there. Obviously, because I went in and quantized it, which basically puts each kick in the right note, so it hits exactly at the right time. And another reason I use audio files is I don't have to go and drag up the volume with each kick I hit, because depending on how hard I hit the note on the keyboard, it'll translate with volume into the DAW. So, all right, now we have the kick. We're gonna go to the 808s. I used another foreign tech for this. It's called a Nick Dean 808. Sounds really good. I think I used this on quite a few beats actually. We'll go ahead and load that up, and once again, another pretty tricky bass line. I'm just gonna let it roll. I'm gonna watch it so I can see it, and I'm gonna try to play it for you. So here we go. We'll just give it a shot right off the bat. Make sure I got my notes correctly. Make sure it's loaded in so you can hear it. All right, we're gonna commit. All right, nothing too crazy. I think I actually got pretty close to hitting it correctly on that. I might have missed a note or two, but I think it sounds pretty much correct. So all right, so it sounds good. So just want to give you a tip if anybody's a producer who's watching this. I don't actually sidechain my kicks and my 808s. I do something else to just make it sound a little bit cleaner, so you don't get anything coming in before the kick in the 808 or after it, so that kick can punch through the 808 really well. What I do is, so here I have my kick and my 808 hitting at the same time. Oh, that's not it. Right here. So here I have my kick and my 808 hitting at the same time. What I'll do is I'll go and take the volume, drop it down, pull this up, and it basically creates space for that kick to come through. And then I'll just copy it over to each section where the 808 hits, and it ends up working out pretty well. Surprisingly well. You wouldn't believe it, but it does. So get that there, and yeah, here we go. Also got a really aggressive volume on this 808, so I'm just gonna pull it down a little bit. That's how I made the beat for Wave. So hope y'all dig it. Look out for another track next week.
Got a whole lot of bodies trying to hold me back. Got a face that's doing numbers like the Rolex. Did I forget to mention that I ride my own way? I got a 6-figure shawty and she roleplay. I got a whole lot of bodies trying to hold me back. Got a face that's doing numbers like the Rolex. Did I forget to mention that I ride my own wave now? I ride my own wave. It's never lonely. If my life was Vegas, this be Cirque du Soleil. Way this shit hit different, got them flipping like a roll cage. Trying to keep my distance, but they can't even ignore me. Goddamn fake tans wanna boot